People. Once again, well, okay, this is gonna be very obvious. I made a video last time on, it was about video games being put on the spotlight of all the cause of these mass shootings and stuff. And this is like really stupid. I mean, it really is. I mean, come on, you're not looking at the main, you're not making that the main cause of all these shootings and stuff. It's because the parents just don't want to deal with their kids growing up and how they raise them and that stuff. Well, it's not the video game's fault, but it's basically the parents' fault, and it can also be yours as well, as you as in the person. If you play video games and you think that it's okay to go and do all these mass murders and terrorist threats and that stuff, you are obviously indeed an idiot if you play video games like first-person shooter games just to train to go and do all these mass shootings, school shootings, and that stuff. And as I said before, there was this one kid. The mother was feared that the child or the son that she had that was playing video games like 23 hours a day and did not even get up for meals or, do anything. She always wanted the mother to be like a servant to him. And that was completely wrong of the child. Like, child was like completely like lazy. He never wanted to get out of the house. He was so antisocial. And he literally did not give a crap about his life. Every time that he couldn't beat a level or whatever and that stuff, he would always smash his walls or drill put holes in the wall, and he would always think of some way to take his anger out on on his own house to get rid of his video game rage. And he'd always be he'd play games like Grand Theft Auto and that stuff, which obviously Grand Theft Auto is one of the most terrible games for your children to be playing, because it's mostly killing women in that game, and it's prosecuting them, and, that stuff. I mean, literally, Grand Theft Auto is a bad game because it just all has to do with being evil toward women and that stuff. Now, obviously, I never played Grand Theft Auto. I never touched that game. But I could certainly tell that my parents did not want me playing that game, especially my mother. And I didn't even know the bottom reason why she wouldn't let me play that game until after I heard somebody talking about that. And it was all about prosecuting women and killing women in that game. So that is exactly why I now will not ever want Grand Theft Auto, ever. But I'm getting off the topic here. Anyway, I discussed my reaction to this kid on Dr. Phil, or he was being talked to by Dr. Phil, like the 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 woman was like, "How do I stop my kid from becoming a school shooter and playing video games?" And Dr. Phil was completely strict and bold on what this woman needed to do. She needed to seriously punish this kid. Like, every time that he went and did something destructive toward the house and that stuff, that boy needed some seriously discipline. Dr. Phil was completely bold. He knew what to say. He's got tact, and he always knows what to say at the right time and when to say it. Like, Dr. Phil knows how to deal with people like this. Okay? And Dr. Phil knows how to deal with people. Yeah, I could see that it's a depressing job, but Dr. Phil enjoys helping people. Anyway, that wasn't what I was going to be talking about mainly. What I was going to be talking about was the video games addiction. When you get addicted to video games and that stuff, it twists your mind. Well, most people, it twists their mind into thinking, oh, okay, so whatever is good in a video game is okay to do in reality. Oh, okay. So, if I were to go play Call of Duty Black Ops and that stuff, it's all about shooting and killing men and that stuff, and breaking into, like, buildings and, shooting whoever the heck you wanted to shoot. So, yeah, I play I don't really play Call of Duty, but bear with me. I'm just saying, hey, I play Call of Duty, or I play Residential Evil, or yeah, I'll play those like blasted rated M for mature games and that stuff, and I use those games to train so that one day I can become the most professional school shooter or mass murderer, or become the greatest terrorist. Like, seriously, you have nothing better in your life to do than play video games just to get addicted, just so that you can train to be the most terrible person on this earth? I mean, come on. Come on, really? Get a life. Seriously. Why would anybody waste all their time just to get addicted to a video game and cause school shootings and that stuff? Like, seriously. Now, let me get into the main part of what I'm saying. So, Prince Harry of the UK wants to ban Fortnite, and he brought up some pretty stupid reasons why Fortnite needed to be banned. And he was, well, I actually gotta say, the man himself just doesn't know that video games are not the true issue for these mass shootings and all that stuff. But he simply wants to ban Fortnite and all these other first-person shooter games, because all these first-person shooter games are the cause of all these mass shootings and terrorist attacks and school shootings. Like, yeah. I mean, you want to talk about banning Fortnite just for that reason? And again, I see many people saying that it's the video game's fault. If there's always a mass shooting or a school shooting, that stuff, then of course the video game is going to be put the blame on. Everybody finds something or some way to blame video games. Like, they're always going to find something to blame. I can imagine somebody playing Grip and say, like, well, wow, this game is actually pretty good. This game's got, like, racing and taking down targets and, and equipping guns to a car and that stuff. I like that stuff. I'm gonna get addicted to Grip, so that one day I can equip weapons to my own car and that stuff, and I can go, take down other vehicles, yeah, and have myself a good time. Newsflash, that can get you arrested and that stuff. So like, wait, no. You could give an excuse like the police, but wait, you don't understand. I'm just playing myself some reality Grip here, man. I'm not trying to hurt anybody in that stuff. And the police are gonna look at like you. Are you that stupid? You literally attacked innocent lives, like drivers and that stuff. And you're saying you're gonna blame the excuse on Grip or Red Road Redemption? That stuff? Are you that blasted stupid and not figure that out? I can tell you what. If you ever caused lots of car crashes and that stuff and blew vehicles up just for the fun of it, I can guarantee you could get put in prison for who knows how long. Literally. Who the heck can think they can get away with breaking the law? Anybody think that? Because I can certainly tell ya, nobody gets away with the law. Nobody gets away with the law. You can mark my words on that. Nobody gets away with the law. Now, Prince Harry, he does... There was a Review Tech USA video and the title was Princess Harry Knows Nothing About Video Games. That was the title was. And the whole reason behind video games is for your entertainment. Alright, whatever you do in a video game, whether it involves killing people or, smashing vehicles or whatever and that stuff, whatever gets put in a video game is not okay to do in reality. It's fun to do it in a video game, but it's another thing to do it in reality. You go and do that in reality, it's going to result in you committing a bunch of crimes. That's basically what happens. So, if you're sitting at home, if you're saying that, you're talking about playing video games and, you know, not, not, you know, being, you know, being that destructive person that you want to become and that stuff. I got bad news for you. No. Whatever you do in reality that you do in a video game is you're gonna get you arrested. Whether it's high-speed racing like Need for Speed Underground, like racing in the city, or you want to go and like just wreck other vehicles, people's vehicles, and kill a bunch of innocent lives, or you want to go out shooting and killing everyone. That just results in crimes. Period. Anything that happens in a video game that you do in reality results in crimes. Now, this is exactly why Prince Harry in the UK wants to ban Fortnite, because Fortnite is, well, I'm going to say this from a very, very bad point of view. Fortnite is played by players who want to train to become the best pro school shooter. That's Prince Harry's point of view. And this is exactly why Prince Harry wants Fortnite banned. Now, tell me, is he actually right? Or is this guy, like, so stupid that he's not even using his own noggin to think, well, how is video games to be put on the blame for all the crime and mass murders and school shootings and that stuff? How is that to be put to blame on like I honestly don't understand. I don't understand how people honestly think. What they do, and like seriously, who has the right to actually put the blame on video games for all the mass murders and the crimes that happen in cities? Alright, who has the right to do that? Alright? Listen, the only one that can take down games are the people who develop it. Okay? Say, for example, there's a very, very good game that people loved from Sega Incorporated, and that was Sonic Runners from Sega Incorporated. Now, eventually, the game has been out on Google Play for free, and that game was like the best game ever. Eventually, that game was out for like a few years and that stuff, and then Sega Incorporated took it down. And people were like really, really sad when people were really, really upset when the game disappeared from Google Play. So, So, to actually bring back Sonic Runners, Gameloft brought that back. And it got an added title on there, and that said, and now it's called Sonic Runners Adventures. It's $2.99 on the Google Play Store from Gameloft. And yeah, I can imagine how fun that Sonic Runners Adventure would be. Buying it from Gameloft, the game that everybody loved. And the game that game was like one of the most fun games that I played. In fact, it was almost like the only Android game that I liked playing. Like, the only one. It was kind of fun. I couldn't imagine buying it from Gameloft and being able to play it forever. I mean, that'd be fun. I'd be having so much fun, like, showing off my skills on playing that game to, like, everybody worldwide. In fact, I would even be making game recordings on that game. I don't really have the game right now, nor do I have the funds to actually purchase it, but I imagine it'd be fun. I know there were, like, notifications that I got where I was able to get, like, $2 for games and that stuff. And I obviously wanted, well, first I was going to start getting all the Nintendo Switch titles that I basically wanted on my Switch first, and then focus on using my hard-earned money for other things. And I would possibly save my money more than, well, versus surfing the internet after Article 13's been out. Because, like I said in my last video, I do not want to be paying tax on the internet. I think it was, like, really stupid. It was a stupid idea. And again, I compared it to the T-tax. And yeah. I just wouldn't. Anyway. Yeah, I have to disagree with, Harry here. Because, number one, how do video games affect your, like, how do video games affect your life? I mean, literally. They don't obviously affect your life, okay? Unless you let them, okay? When you play a video game, you have a choice to make. And that choice is you have either you play first-person shooter games and you know that it's crimes, it a bunch of crime in reality if you went and did this like totally did this. Okay? Like it's a serious crime. It literally is. See, like right now, what I'm playing, you can play the card game in reality, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! What I'm playing right now. And if I were to literally be clear, not all games that you play if you were to if you seriously wanted to do anything that was out of a video game and that stuff, I'd say the educational games that you play and that stuff, that would be the only thing you could do in reality. Any games that were educational and that stuff, those are the only kind of games that you could play in reality and that stuff. Not the other first-person shooter and that crap. Okay? Let me be totally clear on you with that. Okay? Everybody knows. And everybody knows. Well, everybody should figure that out. Everybody should. Everybody shouldn't, do these kind of crimes. This is Charles Morris. Have a good day. I'll see you all later.